So now let's practice with some text. We are going to read a text and we're going to do the same activity as we did on the previous page, just related to text, okay? So keep in mind, as we read, we want to identify what we observe from the text and what we already know, okay? All right, thank you, Justice, for your comment. Okay, so now let's focus. I'm gonna turn chat off for a second. We're gonna focus. Now, can I get a volunteer to read? Somebody who hasn't been on the mic just yet, okay? I need a volunteer to read, please. Okay, and Lily, I see your hand. I really appreciate that. I'm just trying to get somebody who hasn't been on the mic just yet. Let's see. Zoe, could you help me out with this? If you could unmute and read this for us.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
The first pioneers to explore the Opal fields found an unpleasant and unfriendly environment. Water had to be transported a long way. Flies were everywhere, making the miners miserable because the land was desert. There were no trees for building shelters. Summer was dreadfully hot, winter was cold. Even today, half the population of Cobber Pedy live in underground homes. Their homes are naturally cooled and heated to around 73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thank you for that reading, and thank you for rescuing us, okay? Well done. So now let's take a look at, Lily, do you have a question or you just want to volunteer? Go ahead and let me know in chat, if you could type your question in chat if you have one. Okay, so this is what we have, we've just considered this text about Coober Pedy. And so what do we know from the text? What do we know from the text? I'm gonna go ahead and I'll leave it on this chat for now. So, oh, okay. Got it, thank you. Okay, what do we know from the text? What do you notice or what did you observe from when we had Zoe read? Do I have any volunteers to mention that on the mic, please? What do you notice? Just give me a sentence or a fact. Okay. Remember, participation is big for me, and even if you don't get the answer right, that's completely fine. I just want to hear your voice. All right, Sarah, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Can, yes.
All right. What we know from the text is that, am I typing or are you typing?
I'm typing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What we know from the text is that the land of the first pioneers was not the most ideal spot. Water had to be transported from a while. Flies were everywhere. And the text also states that there were no trees for building. It was too hot and it was too cold during summer and winter.
Okay, awesome, very good. And then Christopher mentioned there are no trees. Excellent, very good. Ibrahim, do you have any extra things to mention, what you noticed from the text, stated directly in the text?
I wanted to say that the land is a desert, so it's not really a good place to be in.
Okay, so I'm gonna say land is a desert, okay? But what you mentioned, so it's not a good place to be in. Does the text mention that it's not a good place to be in? Ibrahim, no, it doesn't, right? Why did you say that, Ibrahim?
Well, I mean, because, well, it was stated, this part of the text, that there's no trees in deserts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but how do you know that a desert is not a good place to be?
Because it's usually hot in a desert.
Yeah,
Not a snowy
And-
place, but not snow, but like an icy place could also be a desert. So that would also
Yeah.
be
thank you. Okay, Fred, how do you know that a desert is not a good place to be?
Because it says in the text, making the miners miserable.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yep. Let me add that. Thanks, Fred. Oh, great observation. Okay. And we all know what we already know about deserts is that deserts typically are sometimes dangerous, right? They are oppressive sometimes, right? Navina, what do you have to say?
I was going to say they're extremely hot and get really cold at night.
Exactly, very good. Deserts feature, I'm going to say extreme temperatures. Lily?
They don't have much water.
Yep. Aaliyah?
There can be some dangerous animals at day or night.
Awesome, that was great. And Arabella mentioned that. Was it Arabella? Abigail, I'm sorry. Thank you, Justice. Excellent, very good. So what we have kind of identified here, we have analyzed what the text says, and we already know that deserts are pretty miserable, or they can be, right? What do we know about flies being everywhere? How would you feel in an area with flies being everywhere? Is that a pleasant experience or a negative experience? Drake.
Having flies can you all hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay. Having flies everywhere ain't the best experience because it's like having a crap ton of mosquitoes in the summer of Florida.
Okay, so flies everywhere is annoying. Okay, we know that. Yeah, have you ever had a fly around and you're just like, oh, get away from me? Exactly. Very good. So any other, anything else that I should put under what we already know? How do you feel life was like for these people here? What was life like? I'm going to go ahead and open up chat so that we can get some comments as well. And I've been seeing your private comments to me as well, so thank you. What was life like? Arabella says, not the best. Yeah. Difficult. Thank you. That's the exact word I was looking for. Okay, awful. Yes, miserable, hard. Absolutely. Okay, so with this in mind, we are going to see if we can, uninhabitable. That's a great word, Dustin. We are going to see if we can make an inference. All right, so let me just clear our responses. Bear with me. And those of you asking me when class ends, it's going to end around 11:45, okay? All right, so let's see here. Next page. All right. So can I get a reader who hasn't been on the mic read our question? And then I'm going to show you how you can pull in an answer. Somebody who hasn't been on the mic just yet. Let's see here. Okay, Angelina, thank you. Go ahead. Can you read the question for me? The question and the answer choices, but don't give any clues as to what the answer is. Go for it, Angelina.
Question 1. What inference can you make from this paragraph? A. Pioneers came to explore the open fields. B. Underground homes were a logical choice in Coober Pedy. C. There are no trees because Coober Pedy is a desert. D. Flies were everywhere.
Very good. Okay, so remember, you're making an inference. The question is asking you for an educated guess. Okay, so I'm going to launch this polling right now. You should see it on your screen. And go ahead and poll in. I would like everybody to participate. Even if you're not sure, please pick the best option. Okay? All right, so far we have 10 out of 45 students, and that number is steadily climbing. We're now at 14. I'd love to get 45 out of 45, guys. That is my goal. That would make me super happy, and that is my expectation, actually. Okay, so now we're at 24 out of 45. Let's keep that number climbing. Even if you're not sure, please pull in. Even if you're not sure. Now we're at 31. 36, okay.